I put out this post earlier saying that Mahmoud Khalil is the next Luigi Mangione, and he used a bullhorn. Luigi exposed our broken health system and why we need single payer. Mahmoud exposed our broken foreign policy and why we must sever ties with Israel. And obviously alluded to the fact that we would be discussing this from the Benjamin, but
this has happened before. Now that this happened, I'm remembering that I think this has happened before. The
point still stands that the similarity between Mahmoud and Mangione is still real. And Colin, if you can scroll down a little, please. What you'll see is just a ridiculous commentary like this moron. Palestinians have attacked Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, Egypt, Syria. They are terrorists. How do you deal with people like this that are so disconnected from reality? I don't think you can.
That's why I'm not on social media, because they're too stupid. That's 007.
Or they're bots. They're sock puppets. I mean, there's
that's true. Right. They're not real.
There's hundreds of thousands, literally, of AI bots now on social media.
I don't know. This guy, Nick J., who did this post, I mean, he licks Elon's ass for $8 every month. So, you know, he does have that going for him. I mean, he pays for his verification. Well, maybe he is a shit poster.
That's okay. So Palestinians have attacked, like, that's just, that's so stupid. Like, that's one of those things that's just so ridiculously ignorant. It's just not even, take that down. You take that down. That's so stupid. I'm sorry. Like, that's not even that's just so stupid.
But see, you see the connection between Mahmoud and Luigi, right? I'm not crazy about this, am I?
No. I think that what we're seeing are people voicing their utmost frustrations in any way that they can. Now, I will be clear that Luigi Mangione chose a violent path, one that I am not going to say was unnecessary. We're going to be careful since it's YouTube, but you guys can read my mind, you know.
I think of it as defense of others against violence that's happening against us. So I don't think of it as cold-blooded. I think of it as defense of self and defense of others, but continue.
But, you know, Khalil didn't do anything violent whatsoever. He used, like you said, a bullhorn, but even a bullhorn is considered a weapon by this administration and will be silenced. I mean, and by the last administration, like they did the Stop Cop City protesters, and will be seen as a weapon, because the real weapon is the voice. The real weapon is the message. And I think in that way they are similar. And I think that we are sending the messages with the boycotts to with the town hall appearances. I think we still need to keep up with our representatives. Even if they're not going to do shit, we should stay on their asses and show up and give them hell and call. If you can't get places, call and harass not harass, but call and like shut down their phone lines. That's one thing we can do, but that can't be the only thing. That's the problem, is sometimes we only do electoral and we don't show up in person like Medea does. You got to show up where it's happening. You got to resist. But I think one of the most effective things we've done is the economic boycott against Tesla. Yeah. And I think that's where it's really going to be, the economic boycotts. And I think it's going to take more than just unions, because some of the unions are corrupt. And also only 8% of us are in unions now. Most of us aren't. So either we got to build unionization, but we've got to boycott. We got to stop buying their shit. We've got to pressure businesses. We got to figure out people's shareholders. Who are the shareholders? Why don't we start protesting their primary business? If they're shareholders in Tesla that have a portion of shares in Tesla, but then they have a major business, boycott that business. We got to draw the lines. We got to draw the map and start protesting in a way that hits them in their pocketbooks, all of them. If it's somebody that's a big dollar donor that's donating to the Democrats, boycott their businesses. That's the connections we've got to start making. We got to hit them where their pocketbooks are.
Great.
Because let's face it, a lot of us don't work, or we work part-time. It's going to be really hard for us to take off work and quit work. Unemployment rate's 27.9%. I think it's raised to 32% now with the current federal layoffs. So almost all of us are out of work. We got to find ways to come together so that we can live. But on top of that, the only thing we can do is stop buying their shit. We can't afford it anyway, but we got to pressure the people that are further down the rung a little bit too at the same time. We can't just focus on the top oligarchs. We got to go down a little bit. Who are the sub players that are causing these problems? You know,
that's a great point. And there's tons of them out there. I mean, don't forget, we have how many billionaires now in the United States alone? I think it's like,
we just added 3 in 2025, 3 more.
Yeah, it's like 1,200 or something like that. It's absurd. It's absurd. And that's a reflection of a broken system. It's not that you can't be rich, but to even contemplate what the average person can even contemplate what $1 billion really is. And you're talking about people that have tens of billions, in some cases, hundreds of billions of dollars. It's not real.
No, and it's not broken. It's designed this way. It's just, oh, go ahead.
Well, it's been curated that way. It has evolved into this. And yes, you can definitely say that Reagan started it in a lot of ways, but there are so many things that Clinton did to put this in, to make this possible. I think a substantial amount of his domestic policy coupled with Bush's foreign policy is how we got here. I think that they were one and the same. You look at how chummy the Clintons and the Bushes are together anyway.
That's because they're the same team.
They are. They're all on the same. As Carlin said, but as I like to say, it's a small club and you're not invited.
What would Bill Clinton say, Peter?
I don't have much to say other than I am going to die a very happy man. And he will. He's had it.
All right. So I'm going to just share this with people because we're talking about something very specifically that Zeynab just talked about, that unions are so like downtrodden here. Most people aren't unionized. Most people aren't even employed. And this is a project that is currently being worked on. I'd encourage people to go check this out. Just go check it out. Go sign up to be part of the little beta that they're doing. There's no downside to this. This is the type of system that is trying to organize and unionize all of us and gig people and get everybody in on something that can give us bargaining power. And it's done in a very cool way. I did a Zoom meeting this morning that we will have available. I'm not exactly sure how to put that out, but
I missed that. Was that one of the ones I was supposed to go to?
I don't know. I had sent it to Jordan. I don't know if he forwarded it to you, but this is the premise, and it'll be all different. And I mean, people, no matter what you do or who you are, it's for working people, and it's going to be a completely democratic from the ground up organization that is going to be put in, he's putting it in a trust, in a protected trust, so that it can't be, even though it's going to be, basically it's playing the corporate game for ourselves. It's sort of like creating something where we're unionized as a corporation, and it's something that will be democratically run. It's very cool, guys. Check it out. If you sign up and be part of the beta, you're just going to learn about it. I am trying to coordinate content creators to be part of this and promote it. But in any event, this is, and maybe it turns out to be not a thing. I don't know. But I know that these guys are, and we were, the meeting was with a supporter of ours and an economist who's in Amsterdam, and it's very sound. And it's just something that, like a lot of things are sound, but doesn't mean it's becomes the next thing. But this is worthy of people's attention. It's worthy of just checking it out.
And they understand MMT.
Yes. Yes. It's sort of in that vein, and it really is just a way for us to build coalition in any event. Even if if at any event, it just allows for us to build, and because it's democratic, each guild, each group of people will organize how they need, what they need to be supported. And this whole thing comes together to support that group at that time. So that's the whole premise of where one group shows up for the other group. It's all in one thing. So yeah, check it out. That was it. It just made me think of that when you said we're not unionized. I thought, you know what? Maybe we should be.
Big shout out to Teresa for the $10 liked and shared. And bonus today, Zeynab, awesome backup but second to no one. Yes.
Of course not.
Yes. Well,
although if you're going to
sometimes-
be back up to Medea, that's pretty good though.
Hell yeah, I'll take that.
Right?
She's
like,
awesome.
Pretty good.